Hey there, Dave Gardner from Basic Lacrosse, LacrosseCommandments.com. Again, practicing a little bit with the helmet on, with the gloves on, just to become more familiar with your equipment as you do some of these things. Again, we want to become one with the stick. Now, if you've been following the Lacrosse Commandments or you have the book, if not, make sure you pick up a copy today or pick up a copy for your friends and teammates. Okay, I do bulk orders. You want to make sure that you're all on the same mindset. One of those commandments is the idea of listening and talking to your stick. Probably one of the most important things. Now, that doesn't mean I want you to be crazy or people to think you're crazy and you're out there talking to your stick like, hey man, like, you know, this is what needs to happen. It's the idea of just your simple cradle. Okay, you don't want to necessarily cradle. You can be fancy and you can do all these tricks and you can kind of go back and forth and you can flip it and flop it, whatever. But I used to love it when attackmen did that. I played defense and long stick midi myself because I would just watch their stick go all over the place. And it was just a matter of timing, and it would be one check either on their hands, or I would time it as they brought it across. It would be a poke check right here, and then there goes the ball. Okay, so all that fancy work was for nothing. I'm not saying you shouldn't practice that on your own time, but you want to try to be going with the basics. Simple cradling. We don't want to necessarily cradle around here either because, again, this leaves a lot of room for the defenseman to check. If I'm down here, it's not a suitcase. Okay, maybe your coaches talk about this. You don't want to run with your stick like this because now I have a lot of space on the back and in the front. In the girls' game, you can only check in the front. So if girls are carrying around like this and leaving their stick out, or if they're running around like this way in the back, they leave a lot of room for back checks. The idea of listening to your stick and talking to your stick is about the cradle. Okay, if I'm going to cradle up close, listen, talk, listen, talk, listen, talk, listen, talk. It's at my ears, at my mouth, at my ears, at my mouth. And I want to just cradle and keep some of those cradles close. Now, in certain aspects of the women's game, you can't be close because that would be kind of withholding the ball. Kind of like a guy can't go into an area like this and hold it against their chest because that's called withholding the ball as well. But it's the idea that you want to be as close as you can to your head and to your ears, because if they do come and get a check, chances are they're going to hit you in the head and it's going to be a flag and you're going to be man up. But it's that idea. Get used to this. Okay? Get used to this motion. Be close so that when you're in that close game and you get in close to a body, maybe it's even to the other ear, okay, you're not leaving it way out here. You're bringing it close. Okay? You want to be able to listen to your stick, talk to your stick. But as you do some drills and you do some other skill sets, you want to be able to practice maybe some tricks. And I'm just going to show you some simple tricks that I learned even way back when I was little that you can implement, and you can, again, elaborate on them, you can improvise on them, take them to another level. So these are just some simple drills. Just throwing the ball up, twirling your stick around it, and catching it. Okay, so basically you got just one around, but go the other way too. Okay, then we're going to go through the shaft area, through my arms, and go both directions. Sometimes that happens, especially with the helmet on. Again, you realize it's a little more bulky. If you can go twice, then you're super fast. Usually that one you can do a little more quicker. It's harder to go around the ball twice. Just some simple steps, okay? Become familiar. Okay, I'm still working on my left hand, and you should always be working on your hands as well. You're never going to be perfect. If you look at the professionals, they're still practicing to this day to become better. They still spend time in the wall. They still do line drills. They still work on the basics. And that's what you got to really focus on, is some of the basics of the game so that you can become to that level. It's not always about being fancy. It's about how you get the job done by sticking to some basic strategies. Again, even I have been playing for many, many years. Some of the drills and tricks I can do are a little bit better with one hand than they are with the other. The important thing is that you try different things on your own, but not necessarily in the game. This isn't going to be something in the game you're going to be running down and, you know, blowing someone's mind with, because the ball's going to be on the ground going the other way. All right? So hopefully you found this beneficial, and I look forward to seeing your results on the lacrosse field. Thanks.